sorrow and knowledge can bring. basic media and information literacy, because without that, it's either we will become the perpetrators of fake informations, or we will become complicit because we fail to evaluate whether the information is correct, true, or not. And by failure to identify fake news, we tend to share them and make the problem worse, because the originator of the information, they rely so much on others without knowing, sharing similar fake information with their contacts, their friends, and their families. This will of course make the issue become more serious. Especially now, the fake information is not just used for the purpose of gaining illegal or illicit financial gains, but it is also affected the political and social landscape of the human community worldwide, especially with the crisis going on in the Ukraine and also in the Middle East. There are tons of fake information being shared by both sides in order to blame the other sides of whatever wrongdoing and issue that is happening on the ground. That is why all of us will need to enhance our informations and media literacy skills. So by having this webinar today, I sincerely hope that everyone involved will be able to understand more and apply the knowledge that you gain during this webinar, especially on the artificial intelligence and the modern world, by understanding benefit, limitations, and the need of why accurate information is a must. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from this webinar, for the whole week, we also have other activities and programs, including online database training, workshop on Pandey, or People Accessible Network for digital empowerment and inclusivity. We also have programs on reading seeds, talks, and also competitions on information seeking, pertandingan jejak maklumat, and also community sustainable community program, or program Community Lestari. We also have a sharing program on literacy with leaders, and also essay writing competitions, quizzes, and video competitions. Those who are interested to join our programs can visit our social media channel, including Facebook, Instagram, and X or Twitter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are actually very fortunate to have the support and collaborations from various agencies, namely the Office of Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri for N13 Batu Kitang, Yang Berhormat Dato' Engineer Law Ke Chiang, and also Persatuan Penduduk Kampung Haji Baki, the University Bookstore Malaysia, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Batu Kitang, Polis Diraja Malaysia, Cumbaka, Pusat Aktiviti Wagak Emas Satok, Hospital Sentosa, and also Agency Credit, AKPK. Without their support and collaboration, we are sure that it is difficult, if it's not impossible, for us to make this Media Information Literacy Week a success. With that, I would like to wish all of you a very fruitful webinar, and thank you.
Thank you, Yang Berusaha Tuan Najib Japri. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's event. Please welcome Mr. Sri Bala Murugan Gogulanetan, a lecturer at Sunway Business School, Sunway University, Malaysia. Mr. Bala is not only well qualified in law and teaching and learning, but is also an early technology adopter at Sunway Business School. His training sessions are known for their hands-on, engaging, and fun approach. Over the year, Mr. Bala has trained countless academics in using technology to enhance student engagement. He specializes in ChatGPT, using it for assessment and research. Currently, he's applying this technology to help students understand, apply, and test their knowledge in his lectures and training programs. Mr. Bala is also a co-author of 2 books on law for business and the future of the law of contract. He is currently pursuing a PhD in management, focusing on contract law at Sunway Business School. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before I hand over to Mr. Bala, if you have any question along the way that you would want to ask, you may leave your question in the chat box wherever you are. If you're tuning to us on YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, just leave your question in the chat box. And if you're shy, you may also send those questions to me, and we will get to it as we go or at the end of Mr. Bala's session. With that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Sri Bala Murugan Gogula Nathan. Mr. Bala, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Charlene, for the generous introduction. Okay, so good morning, and thank you for everyone joining here today. And thank you, Yang Berusaha Tuan Haji Japri Ujang Masli, esteemed Chief Executive Officer of Pustaka Sarawak. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to all our friends from Emerald Publishing, to Tuan and Puan present, and to all the wonderful participants who have joined us today for today's session. I extend my heartfelt greetings and thank you for having me here. Some very interesting points that was raised by Yang Berusaha about fake news, and these are very pertinent for us to actually consider because fake news has got the effect of polarizing the society, dividing the society, and creating discontent and disharmony. My session today is titled AI and Modern World, Understanding Benefit, Limits, and the Need for Accurate Information. So let us begin with today's session. So what I will cover for today is there are 5 parts to this. So first, we're going to look at the benefits and limitations of information in the media, and then we will look at the rise of generative artificial intelligence, current issues with regards to generative artificial intelligence and how it affects the accuracy of information, and towards the end, how can digital literacy help us further by making sure that the information that we are looking at is accurate information. And towards the end, I will make some suggestions about how we can go about developing these skills. Okay, so the first thing, let's look at the benefits and limitations of information in the media. So if we look at benefits of the media, there are many benefits. It has to do with scientific dissemination. It educates the public. It ignites interest in careers. It raises awareness, our awareness of global issues. It also creates a level of transparency and accountability. It exposes misbehavior, fights corruption. Media is also a pillar in society because it's an information provider. It helps society interpret issues, giving different perspectives. And it is also a watchdog for economic and social development and public health. Communication-wise, it is efficient news dissemination. And of course, the ways that the news is disseminated or information is disseminated today, it has changed. I remember, 20 years ago, the news you get from perhaps the TV, or the newspaper that you buy every morning. But today, with social media, with the internet, the news is there or information is there just at the click of a button or a scroll of the screen. So the challenges that faces today with this is, of course, the presence of fake news. and how fake news can affect our perspective or perception of the world, or even to an extent, how it affects people around us. Why does this impact information? Well, there are a number of things that impact information accuracy today. First is the shift towards entertainment. Media as an entertainment perhaps diminishes the value of the informed citizen, and also widen socio-economic disparities. I think rather than coverage of information about what's happening out there in an accurate fashion, we get more accurate information about actors and entertainers and influencers today. So that could be one of the factors as identified by Golding in 1994. Then, of course, media consumption is also influenced by daily life practices. If we look at behavior many years back, maybe 20, 30 years back, you would sit and read a newspaper for a particular period of time, and that would be a time that we set aside to go through information we receive through the news, or listen to the information on the radio, and then and of course we have our discussions at coffee shops and things like that. But today, information is available at our fingertips. Every time there's something new, it's updated in our social media or any information app that we have on our phone. The lack of systematic and logical approach leads to misinformation as well. We are dealing with too much information, and how do we process this information is something that we need to reflect on. Right? We used to have chunks of information if you compare to 30, 20 years ago, and we would take time to process that information. But today, information is there, just in our phone. And every few minutes, we're checking and we're getting loads of information. Some of this information could be accurate, some may not be accurate. There was also an issue of unbalanced reporting identified by Bodmer. Media often misses the mark in reporting with completeness, transparency, and accuracy. Just like Yang Barusa said in his opening speech, that sometimes parties would provide a perspective or perception, not perspective, but more of perception that favors their stand in the issue, rather than providing a complete and holistic viewpoint and letting people decide based on that holistic viewpoint. How has AI affected this? But before we look at how AI has affected this, we perhaps have to consider the different types of AI. And we have to understand AI a little bit. So this is just a summary of the different types of AI. And we know that AI has taken the world by storm this year. And a lot of people are talking about AI. Now, AI is basically, there are different types. There's rule-based AI, some of which you may have come across if you're doing research. Platforms such as Quillbot, they are rule-based AI mostly, because you can only do a predetermined action with them. Then there's machine learning. Machine learning is AIs that use algorithms to learn large amounts of data and to produce predictions and decisions based on what has been learned. And you have deep learning, a subset of machine learning that uses artificial networks to learn from large amounts of data and used to process unstructured data such as images, audio, and text. Now, what you'll find surprising is machine learning and deep learning are not new. They have been utilized by companies like YouTube, Google, Facebook, Twitter, to learn what the consumers are doing, what attracts the user of these types of social media. So these are not new. These have been used for a long time. Actually, they've been used for over 10 years. However, AI has become mainstream because of natural language processing, which is what platforms like ChatGPT, Google Bard, and of course the newer one by Anthropic, which is Claude. These are natural language processing AIs. So natural language processing AIs processes human language. They're used for tasks such as language translation, sentiment analysis, speech recognition, and a lot more. And of course, as AI in the first four categories develop further, then AI is then used in robotics. This involves the use of AI to control and manipulate physical machines, which means you can program the machines in order to behave in a particular way. So this is used in industrial robots, drones, autonomous vehicles. Of course, depending on the type of AI used, it will determine the level of function of that particular robotics. So if you have, robot vacuum cleaner at home, that's robotics. That's basically using AI. It's got a predetermined pattern within it, and that pattern is basically interpreted by the sensors it uses in terms of, any obstacles in its way, then it changes path. So, it's there. It's been there for some time. These are AI companies, some of which you would recognize. We have Google, we have Meta. Meta, of course, is Facebook. And then you have some newer companies such as OpenAI, Anthropic, Stability, and you would have seen some of their products already there. ChatGPT, Midjourney, and of course, all these other forms of natural language processing. So these companies, some are new, but some have been there for a very long time. And if we look at the development of generative AI, it's very fast and it's going to continue to develop, which means people using them are going to use AI to generate content much faster compared to how they would have done in previous years. So this is going to be quite fast. Now, if we think about, I'm not sure whether everyone remembers the Nokia phones, the type of phones that, you can throw at somebody and it will hurt someone, but the phone will be fine, right? So if we think about the phones of the yesteryears, like the Nokia, the Motorola, the old ones with the keypad, and if we think about when touchpad came into the picture, it was a very long time to make that shift. But if we look at the development of AI, most of what I show you in this slide has occurred within 2020, and many of it has occurred this year. In fact, ChatGPT has come up with a lot of new features. If you have the subscribed version, it has a lot of new features such as creating pictures, analyzing information from documents, and so much more. And of course, a new company, Anthropic, they have joined the race as well, and they have Claude, which is another platform like ChatGPT. And then you have Google Bard and various others that are coming. A lot of companies now, if you look at the development, they are not creating chatbots anymore, which is what ChatGPT, Claude, and Bard are. But what they're doing is they're creating language models which companies can take, or institutions can take those language models and train their own AI. So this is the new thing that is coming up and perhaps may develop even further next year. These are just to show you some of the AI tools out there, not new, some of which you would know, some of which maybe might be new. I'm sure most of us have used Canva, ChatGPT, we are aware. We may have used Speechify, we may have used Midjourney. So these are all the different AI platforms. But this is not all the exhaustive list of AI platforms out there. This is only a fraction, because every day somebody is creating some new AI platform or AI app that is linked to these language models that do so much more. So what are the current issues with generative AI and accuracy of information? The problem now is that, as mentioned previously, is that generative AI is being used to create realistic and convincing fake content. So these content we can see, sometimes they are in the form of pictures, sometimes they are form in text. And if they are in the form of text, sometimes the sources that they provide are not accurate sources as well. They are, more importantly, they are fictional sources. So sometimes if you use ChatGPT to find a source, you may find that it gives you source information like citation from a journal or a book. And if you were to search for it, you might not find it on the internet. Now, the reason why you don't find it on the internet is because it doesn't exist. Similarly, AI can be used to create fake images to give you a perception of something that is happening, but not real. So this makes our consumption of information even more problematic because we now have to be very discerning and critical and maybe sometimes to an extent skeptical about the information that is provided to us. So combined with media and social media, this can be even more problematic because I can create fake information today, post it on the internet, and if it goes viral, it can affect a lot of people and it can reach a lot of people. This is some examples of misinformation and disinformation. So here is some news about Ukraine, and in this news, there was a picture circulating about prisoners being shot after they surrendered to the army. So there was pictures of Russian prisoners, they surrendered and they were executed. But these pictures were found not to be real. So this is an issue. And then if you look at 2020, there was a Nancy Pelosi video being manipulated, most likely by deepfake, to make her sound bad, to make her sound like as if she's making a speech, but she's drunk. This happened this year. The Pope, the picture of the Pope was put into AI, and he was made to look like he was wearing Balenciaga branded clothes. Or in some other pictures, he was made to look like the mafia. Now, of course, shortly after that, if you read the news, Italy banned ChatGPT for a short period of time before the ban was lifted. And then there was another fake picture that went viral where Donald Trump was arrested. And as you can see, both of these pictures were created by AI. And you can see that it looks very, very real. Unless you look much closer, then you will find there are discrepancies in doesn't arise if they were real pictures. More recently, this year, a mother was called by kidnappers, and they had used AI to clone the daughter's voice, and they asked the mother for ransom. And then later they found out actually it was just a scam. So these are all the different types of misinformation and disinformation capabilities of AI when you have individuals who use it unscrupulously. So how does social media fit into this? Social media platforms are an easy way to spread false and misleading content, impacting their reliability. So sometimes when we look at the news on the internet, and because there's so much of fake news, even if the news is true, we find it difficult to believe. So this is currently a problem. Sharing news on social media can impair discernment between truth and falsehood. Internet and social media should be cautiously trusted, and social media sharing can interfere with distinguishing between what is true and false information. So these are all research that has been done and has been discovered by these researchers. Why is fake information and disinformation a problem? Because fake information can erode our trust. It's not just our trust in the news. And sometimes, if we believe the news, it can erode our trust with each other because it creates a sense of discontent sometimes in the way that the news is spread. It can influence people's opinion and feelings and can lead to negative consequences. One of the issues, I think, a few years ago was Cambridge Analytica, if you remember. That was a company that used social media to influence people's views about who they should vote for by providing misinformation. And internet and social media has helped the spread of fake information because there is no filter. If information were to go to news portals and proper sites, then what we can find is that these news portals would filter the news and make sure what is presented is the correct information, and of course highlight where information is lacking. But when you look at news in social media and how people post information on social media, it might not be accurate, and they might be giving out the information not for the purpose of education or creating awareness. It might be for getting likes or getting a lot of hits, because they might be paid in order to get those type of hits or likes for their videos or for the content that they create. So some effects of fake information, like in 2016, I showed you the picture of Pope Francis and Donald Trump. 2020, there was fake news about COVID-19. 2023, recently this year, there was some fake news about who was not able to withdraw from PPF. So all this had to be curtailed. So let's come to this part. How can digital literacy help us? What is digital literacy first? Digital literacy involves the ability to use digital hardware, software effectively, including skills such as accessing, analyzing, evaluating, creating, communicating, reflecting, and taking action in the digital environment. Digital literacy encompasses critical thinking and also creative thinking and problem solving and information media and technology skills. This is further expanded the notions of digital dexterity, digital proficiency, and digital awareness. When we are small and when we are young, the first things we do is learn to read and write. We learn to read and write so that, in a sense, we can find information on our own. But today, reading and writing is not enough. We have to know the digital aspect or digital skills in order to further enhance our ability to discern information. So reading and writing perhaps helps us to find information, but the digital skills helps us to discern whether the information is proper or not. So what are these skills? Some of the core skills, so you can divide this into core skills and advanced digital skills. Core skills could be technical skills, information literacy skills. Advanced digital skills can be divided into communication and collaboration skills, critical thinking and problem solving skills, creativity and innovation skills, and digital citizenship skills. The technical skills can be further divided into how we use hardware and software, videos, laptops, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. These used to be, in the past, this used to be something that basic, right? Today, you need to know more than this. You need to know how video editing is done. You need to know how AI functions. You need to know patterns in certain type of information. So these patterns will give you an idea whether the information is credible or not credible. Information literacy skills. You must know how to find, evaluate, and cite information. Citing information is important because we need to be sure where the information comes from. Utilizing search engines, accessing and assessing its credibility are important core skills today. Advanced digital skills. We need to know how to communicate and collaborate. Effective digital use for digital tools for communication. How do we communicate digitally, right? Do we communicate in a wholesome, or do we write a full-length essay, or do we need to make it short, simple, and direct? So it depends on the type of communication that we are making. We must be able to use digital tools for collaboration and project management so that we can keep track of how things are progressing. Critical thinking and problem solving. You must be able to analyze information and identify bias. Not only bias that is out there, but our personal bias as well. In another way to look at bias is personal self-interest. So to consider that what is the self-interest of the person giving the information. So if you know there's very high self-interest that they require you to believe that information, then maybe you need to investigate more about that information before you trust that it is true. Problem solving with digital skills such as AI, like ChatGPT, Claude, Bard, and other AI tools. You also have creativity and innovation skills. So we must be well versed in the use of multimedia tools, audio, video. The reason why I find that this is important is because if you're well versed in how audio and video are created, then you could reverse analyze audio and video. So there will be certain things that you pick up in a video that you watch or audio that you listen to that tell you that perhaps that audio had been tampered with, or the video looks kind of off. You might not be able to say it specifically, but you will get a feeling that something is off about it. Digital citizenship skill. Here we are talking about responsible and ethical digital usage. What can we do when we want to share information with friends, relatives? Because the internet today is such that once the information goes out, there is no pulling it back. We have no control who people we share information with. Who do they share information? How far would it go? And of course, today, WhatsApp, we have groups. We create groups on WhatsApp. So let's say WhatsApp, for example, if I share one information on WhatsApp, it might go to 10, 20 people at a go. So I must be very careful what I share. Online privacy, respectful behavior, these are all things that we need to consider in terms of digital citizenship skills. How do we develop these skills? I think Pustaka Sarawak provides a range of online and offline services. Just going through their website, I've seen things from 3D printing to a lot of other services that they provide. Take advantage of these services to upskill yourself. The more you know about AI, the more you know about how different types of media are created, the more discerning you'll be. That is perhaps the first step. Journal publishers like Emerald Publishing can provide academic and research information that is vetted and checked. So you can consider that their information is and accurate. There are also online platforms that have a variety of instructional videos. Now, I'm not talking about watching videos made by persons who are doing certain acts or music. I'm talking about these are videos created by maybe people who are teaching other people how to use different types of technology like AI, data analytics, Python. On social media, there are also various professional groups on different areas. It's good to join these groups and get perspective. Now, of course, With YouTube and social media, you must be careful what the person is sharing and must be discerning in what the person is sharing. Some of which is positive, some of which is negative. So like the saying goes, we throw out the bad and we keep the good. Critical thinking. So this is another point to consider. We have to be able to question assumptions. When someone gives us information, are they giving all the information? Or is it partial information? If there's partial information, then you have to decide how far you will trust that information. Be aware of your own biasness as well as biasness from the source. That helps us to discern how much should we trust the information in question. Gather information from multiple sources. This is important because you want to see a consistency, a pattern of consistency and reliability in that information. Evaluate the information based on clear evidence. Is there clear evidence? So you would need to have judicious thinking a little bit in order to find out whether the evidence provided is strong or not. And of course, we have to consider different perspectives. If a person says A, why do they say that? What perspective are they coming from? Could we agree with their perspective? Be open to change mind in light of new accurate information. We ourselves may have certain perspective, but we must be willing to change our mind if there is more accurate information on the issue. These are some other ideas that I wanted to share with you today. These are law-inspired ideas for evaluating credibility. Most of these are rules in evidence that I've sort of modified for our session today. Have a personal checklist. Remember, the person who's providing you with information needs to convince you. So you need to have a personal checklist of criteria before accepting something is true. In law, we call this the burden of proof. The person who, provides, who makes a statement of fact, or a person who wants you to believe their side of the story, they have the burden of proof. And there is a certain checklist that we should consider. So the checklist should be free of personal bias and assumptions. And we can then check off the list to see whether the information provided meets that checklist. Prioritize your sources. What is the quality of the source? If the person says, I'm saying this because I found this from a particular source. What's the source? What's the quality of the source? Does the source mention where the information was obtained? For example, if a particular media content mentions a study, does the study exist? What does the study say actually? Objectivity. Develop a habit of considering whether information is objective or is the information there to provoke emotion. Sometimes the information is there just to provoke emotion. So if it is there to provoke emotion, you might find that there might be less credibility. Consistency of information. Is the information consistent from different sources? Do they diverge? Does one source say A, one source say B? Then the particular fact becomes less reliable. The more divergence, the less likely it is accurate. Who's providing the information? If the information is from an expert, what is the expert's background? Does the person have the qualification, experience, or any other criteria to give that form of information? Source information. There's documentary evidence. We have access to those documentary evidence. And sometimes we can use AI to reverse image or videos of such information to see, what is it behind. Like today, like someone, put a blurred image of a picture in AI and ask AI to remove the blurring and inform the user what image are they looking at. The AI could do it. Gaps in information. So in law, sometimes what we look at is the person consistent with the information they give in the different versions that a person explains it? And if the information has inconsistencies, there are gaps, it doesn't explain certain things they have in mind. And this is why we must have questions in our mind. So if somebody says X, Y, Z, we can ask them, well, why do you think it's X? Why do you think it's Y? what is the support for X and Y? And if there are gaps, then maybe the information is less accurate. Origin of source. If the information is shared via social media, who is the original source? If we can't find the original source, then we might not be able to assess the accuracy. Then in that situation, we might trust that information with a pinch of salt, or we might not trust that information at all. The other thing is to avoid knee-jerk reaction. Sometimes with certain type of information we see online, we have to take a wait and see approach until more information is available. So sometimes information might be limited at the time it is shared, but as time passes, more information might become available. So these are things that we can consider. So don't react to information straight away. And that's all I have to share today. And thank you for the opportunity to share with you. Let's see, we have some questions that I can address.
Thank you, Mr. Bala. It seems that we have covered the topic comprehensively and there are no questions at the moment. So, Mr. Bala, would you like to share any additional thoughts or insight regarding the topic today?
I think we live in interesting times, and information in many previous years that we thought we could trust are becoming less and less trustworthy. So we have to adapt and become more discerning. And I hope some of the ideas that are shared today will help everyone to upskill yourself and become more discerning with the information that you're consuming.
Thank you, Mr. Bala. I do agree with you that with the skills that we have, we can actually discern whether or not the information is true, and then to prevent from spreading fake news as well.
Thank you.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, for those who participated in the Emerald Online Quiz, this is the moment you've been waiting for, as we are about to announce the lucky winners. But stay tuned, as we will announce the winner after the session. Now, without further ado, let's welcome Ms. Bernice Wong, Emerald Business Manager, to present the Emerald Product Introduction covering e-journal, case studies, and expert briefings.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Before I begin my presentation, I would like to express our gratitude to our speaker, Mr. Bala, who generously share his knowledge, expertise, and insight with us. Mr. Bala's willingness to step forward and engage our audience was truly inspiring. Thanks again, Mr. Bala. Besides that, I also would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizer, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, for this event, for us to join this Media and Information Literacy Week 2023. So it is the hard work that their delegations and vision that have made this gathering possible. So I'm truly honored to be here, and I'm looking forward to sharing Emerald product with you all. Let me share with you my screen. Can you see my screen right now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Give me a minute. How about now?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, good. I need to minimize this. Okay. Okay. Okay, today my session is more on Emerald product introductions. So let me share with you. So first of all, I'd like to share with you what is Emerald Publishing. We are founded in 1967 at West Yorkshire. So currently, for our core subjects that we are social science and management, like business management, economic educations, and also we do have some specialist subject collection like engineering, library, health and social care. Currently in our database, we have 300 plus journal, 3,000 books front list, 3,000 plus teaching cases, and also 30,000 plus excerpt briefing. So we are known for supporting early career researcher and offer support to all authors throughout each stage of the publication process, especially like in real impact. So nowadays, when author publish a paper, they might require to look into the paper, what is the research or their finding can bring the positive change back to the society, the real impact. And UN SDG, United Nations Sustainability Development Goal, and as well as DORA. Emerald is one of the signatory of DORA, whereby we are not only focusing on the citation, we also look into the impact. So for Emerald, we have a few products. Our product is e-journal and e-books as well as e-cases. Look at the slides. We have 13 subject collection here: business management, strategies, health and social care, operation, logistics. So these are our products in Emerald database. So first of all, I would like to share with you more on journals. So in journals, Emerald is classified specialist in management and social science research. You can see these are the 13 subject collections: accounting, finance, economic, operation, logistic, quality, HR, learning, organization. For those researchers or you are from universities, faculty member, if let's say you do need more articles from business management, so it will classify in BMS collections. So currently we publish world-renowned journals across 13 core subject collections. So in altogether, add up the journals across these 13 subject collection, we have 309 journals. And then all journals are double anonymous peer review, supported by a network of over 15,000 editorial advisory board members. So Emerald, we support the Sustainable Development Goal, mission-led social science research that inspire positive change in the society. So underpinning our commissioning program are 4 interdisciplinary goals that Emerald focusing is fairer society, healthier life, responsible management, quality education for all. So this is some our journals. Sometimes a user or even like faculty member will ask, actually, what is Emerald journals ranking or how's that looks like? So this is Emerald like citation result in 2021. We have 291 journal in Web of Science, and then 196 are in Emerging Source Citation Index. 94 Emerald journals receive a Journal Citation Report Impact Factor. So next, in Scopus, Emerald journals receive a Scopus size score around 295 journals out of 309. So it will equivalent 95% of the Emerald journals are in Scopus size score. But the good part, I mean the beautiful part is that 85% of Emerald journals that receive a Scopus size score are in Q1 and Q2 for a relevant category. So for Australia Business Dean Council ABDC, we have 194 of Emerald journals are included in the ABDC journal. And then 179 of Emerald journals are included in the CABS Academic Journal Guide. So I'd like to share with you some article highlights according to today's topic, like For example, the speaker did mention about the scammers, how that to avoid scammer from online. Then actually through Amara platform, if let's say you are keen to read more about the AI articles or even like fact informations, you can get from our Amara Insight platform. So these are some of the articles, example like published by our local author, Artificial Intelligence AI, Library Services Innovative Conceptual Framework for the Digital Transformation of University Educations. This article published by UTM, Johor. So for those in library, if let's say is looking the transformation for artificial intelligence, you may get this article to read further for your knowledge. Next, evaluation of cheating detection methods in academics writings. So this is also one of the digital informations that you may, especially for faculties member, like how to get the cheating detection methods in academic writing. So this paper is published by UKM, Bagi, Malaysia. AI-enable technologies to assist Muslim tourists in halal-friendly tourism. You can see this article actually is a collaboration publication from Egypt and as well as UMT, Terengganu, USIM author. So that if for those would like to get more information about halal-friendly tourism, about AI technology, you can get this article to read more. For IR, for industrial revelations, librarian's perception, it encompasses the art of thinking skill. Also, this is one of the revelation from the librarian's perceptions. This article published by USM, and also a collaboration with the Pakistan's university. Like advanced fee fraud scammer, criminal expertise, and deceptive strategies, a qualitative case study. So for example, that like just now we do aware about nowadays, like scammer is quite viral, even though like on the phone or WhatsApp, even from your emails, you can get any scammer methods that receive, because they are become more smarter, because they have some like AI, like just now Mr. Bala did share about the fact information. So perhaps that you would like to get more information or any article talk about scammer, how did this talk about, then you can get the article from our database. And this is one of the example, older adults and scams evidence from the Mass Observation Archive. And this is a paper published by United Kingdom. So these are some of the journal highlights. If let's say you are keen to get the full article, you may go to PNS website to get the article from their database. So next is ebooks. So ebooks currently, Amara, we do have 3,600 plus title. Then have more than 50 years of bringing research to life. And select between like we have like titles for librarian to select for our ebook collections. And this is some our example award-winning ebooks. For example, like autonomous driving, extreme teaming, the century of science, broken pie chart, mastering business for strategy communications, the technology tackles. Ebook highlights. We do understand now most of the university as well as library, they are moving through this sustainable development directions. They are looking into to fulfill out of these 7 sustainable development goal titles. So for example, like you look at SDG number 2, zero hunger. So nowadays, even like for author do publish a paper, for example, they prepare a title, they would need to relate their paper is to meet which SDG goal, so that when they look into the SDG goal, this is the objective or some impact they may can achieve after the research done. So for example, like a paper talk about agriculture or even like food, they might relate back to zero hunger, how the people can like contribute or can bring the changes to achieve the SDG goal number 2, zero hunger. So a good news is that this 17 sustainable development goal title are available in PNS database. If let's say you are keen to read more about these 17 SDG goal titles, you may get the ebooks from PNS database. So these are some of the example ebooks published by our Malaysia book authors, like this, the effect of social media on tax compliance by UMS, author from UMS, exchange rate volatility and tourist arrival from Asia to Malaysia, just published 2022 from USM. Plastic pollution in the tourism sector, documenting its present research status from UTM, published in 2023. Fostering sustainable urban farming in Malaysia, the Green Agenda of Urban Hijau from UNIKL, published in 2023. The role of young social entrepreneur in identity development from UKM, published in 2022. Unveiling the role of entrepreneurial education in preparing the next generation of entrepreneurs in Malaysia, published by Taylor University and Sunday University in 2022. Introducing new parameter in green building incentive to enhance sustainable development paradigm in Malaysia. This published by UITM Para and in year 2022. So next is one of our product, we call it as an emerging market case study, EMCS. So EMCS is actually is more on decisions based teaching case study that can offer students the opportunity to explore real world challenges in the classroom environment. So allowing them to test their decision making skill before taking their knowledge into the workplace. So with EMCS collection, for example, lecturer using this collection in their classroom, so they can use the real world example company. So for example, like Cari-Gali Petronas, we do have Cari-Gali Petronas, like AirAsia, and some others, DG as well. We have quite of author published in this well-known company, so that the student can easily relate back actually what is the background of this company, what is the nature, and what is the issues that they are going to discuss in this EMCS during their class. So all cases accepted by Emerald into EMCS have come with the teaching notes. I think this will be benefit for the instructors, for academicians who would need to use the teaching cases for their teaching purpose. Then EMCS also, the case research are from and about emerging market and developing economics country. So for example, like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, India. So this is all the developing country, so that we will compile this under EMCS collections. So these are the area collections for subject area like accounting and finance, built environment, entrepreneurship, environmental management, international business, human resources, management science, marketing, operation and logistics, public sector management, strategy and tourism and hospitality. So these are some of the case study published by our Malaysia writing author. So you can see this is the sustaining the yellow heart from responsible business by reducing inequality at DG Malaysia. So this EMCS cases published by UUM in 2022. The chicken and egg story of a call center in Malaysia, published by UPM 2021. And this is Yo Chan Hao, the internationalization's journey of developing countries, small medium enterprise, published by USM, EMCS in 2022. KPJ Healthcare, the first 30 years from UKM. Jet Sendirian Berhad, Should It Acquire Tulip Garden Hotel? Published in 2022 from UUM. So next product is expert briefing. Expert briefing is the largest geopolitical and microeconomic analysis in a trusted online resources. So what make an expert is that expert briefing usually used daily by the world leaders in government and industry to assess and anticipate the effects of geopolitical and microeconomic trends. A global network of like 1,500 plus academics, former policymakers, regulators, and industry leaders distill data from multiple verified sources. The reality of events are reported without restrictions as contributors are anonymous. Then briefing reviewed by the Oxford Analytical team of regional and sectoral specialists to expose bias, provide rigor, challenge arguments, and allow for new viewpoints. So the end result is a single source of trusted evidence-based analysis. So these are the getting to the heart of global topics like climate change, COVID-19 pandemic, global economics, global governance, cybersecurity, forthcoming elections, sustainable development, extremism, terrorism. So there are three types of expert briefing content. Long form means that the consistent structure consider like what happened, why does it matter, what is like to happen next. The second briefing type is the executive summaries, a brief account of an unfolding situation or event, including possible implications. The third one is graphic analysis. So global and regional risks and opportunity are highlighted with a visual summary of comparative data. Okay, so I think I have shared all the products of Emerald. Any questions?
I think there's no question so far.
Okay, I will stop sharing.
Thank you, Ms. Bernice Wong,
You're
for that
welcome.
sharing. So, ladies and gentlemen, at least we now know that where to get the information that we want to get, that is that we know is not fake, that is trusted. So with that, as I've mentioned earlier, we are going to announce the winner for the Emerald online quiz. So ladies and gentlemen, the quiz was conducted in conjunction with Media and Information Literacy Week 2023. Now allow me to share the screen to reveal the winner. Give me a moment to do so. Second prize is Q Minfo. Third prize goes to Rinunka Nair. Consolation prizes, Barbara Simba. ICT Marali Abdullah. Celine Wu. Bernadine Jock. Ahmad Green. And that is all the winners for the Emerald Quiz in conjunction with the Media Week. So congratulations to all winners. And please note that the quiz was organized by Emerald Publishing and all prizes are generously sponsored by Emerald Publishing. So thank you so much, Emerald Publishing. Our team will be in touch with all the winners and you may collect your prizes at Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. So I have been informed that there's some question from the audience. So the question is in the chat. Let me see. Oh, okay. So the question is, are participants given free 7 days access to Emerald Publishing to test out the application? Ms. Bernice, do you want to answer that or should I?
You can go ahead, Charlene. I'm not sure this is to the publisher. Is it to the publisher? The question is to the publishers? Seven-day access to Emerald Publishing to test out the applications. May I know what's the application that Noor Ashikin is asking? Is that?
That's our team. She's just relaying the question.
Oh, okay. So maybe I can try to answer the questions because I'm not sure the application is test out the application is regarding which product. If let's say for journals, I believe that they will be able to get it from PNS for the journals as well as e-cases. But if let's say the application is for publications, because Emerald do provide for publication as well. So for publication, they can go to the Emerald Insight platform. On the top, there is a publish with us, and they may get the publication information from there. Because I'm not aware that free 7-day access to test out the application. I hope that I answered to the question. Perhaps that can get the person who asked this question for more information so that we can come back to her or him.
All right. So in case if they can give the detail right now, they can just email us the question so we can relay that question to you. Yeah, Ms. Bernice?
Yeah, sure.
So right, since all right. So since you have mentioned that we do provide the online database, so I'm just going to go through on how to access Emerald from Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Sure.
So give me a moment. Allow me to share the screen. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can access Emerald. Okay, so first and foremost, you can look up OPEC Pustaka Negeri Sarawak on any browser that you prefer, and then you click one that is with pustaka.librarynet.com.my. Now, once you click on that, it will bring you to our OPEC page, Online Public Access Catalog. And here, I'm going to assume that most of you already have Sarawak ID, so you log in at the top right corner here, log in, and if you have not, you can register. So assuming that we have registered and we are logging in, so you entered your username and your password, and you will be prompted with this page. Just press continue. And on this page, to see if you have successfully logged in, you will see your name appear on the top right corner over here, like mine. And then to access the online database, click on this online database tab. Next, this will bring you to the online database page. And then what you need to do is that click on subscribe e-journal. So once you have clicked on that, you will see this page, and then you will see Emerald.
Charlene, I think the screen is blur.
Oh, okay. Wait, hang on. Hang on, yeah. So I'm not quite sure what's the technical issue here. So what I can do is that maybe I can just share how to log in, the PDF on the chat. Let's see if I can do that. But for those of you who want to know more about how to access the online database, you can just email us. And if you have any issue at first regarding your membership, on how to link your account, you can just email us at librarian, librarian at Sarawak, sarawak.gov.my. Now, I'm so sorry that I could not share the screen with the best resolution. So as I said, you can just email us. So I'm going to leave here our email. So that would be librarian@sarawak.gov.my. Or you can give us a call at 082442000. So don't be hesitate to get in touch with us, and we will be pleased to assist you in the ways that we can. Right, so next we will have a photo taking session. So I would like to Okay, so we will first proceed to the photo taking session. So may I ask all participants to turn on your camera so we can take photo. For Noor Zafira, since you asked how do we get the slide, you can email. I have left the email there, librarian@sarawak.gov.my. So we will share you the slide there. Hope that's okay with you.
Okay, everyone ready? Okay, smile for page 1. Okay, page 2. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another page 3. Okay, have a smile. 1, 2, 3. And page 4. Have a smile. 1, 2, 3. And page 5. Have a great smile. 1, 2, 3. And the last page. Okay. Take great smile. All right.
Done? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we reach the final part of our event, we have an important announcement for our online audience. We want to ensure that everyone could receive their well-deserved e-certificate. So to do so, we kindly request that you fill in the beneficiary form that we have provided in the chat. So you can see in the chat box, so you can click on the link to fill in the form, and we appreciate your cooperation in helping us facilitate this process and ensure you receive your e-certificate. Thank you everyone for your participation, and we look forward for your prompt responses. All right, so now as you have been informed, we are currently on the Media Literacy Week. So what I would like to do now is that I would like to promote a bit of the various activity that we are currently conducting. So I'm going to share a screen once more. So I hope that the view is not that the resolution is not that bad. Give me a moment. Right. Is it clear? Is it blurred? Let me know. Right, so this is a program that we have in conjunction with Minggu Literasi Media dan Maklumat 2023 Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Starting from 24th to 31st October 2023. Bila kah? Give me a moment. Give me a moment, yes. Yep. So my colleague is currently showing us the program. Okay. Okay, so as for today, the start of the Media Literacy Week, as you can see, this is a program that is currently going on. Next.
Ya, selamat pagi.
All right, so in the afternoon, we will be having the online database training on Press Reader and National Geographic. Our speaker is David Chu. So for those of you who are interested, you can scan the QR code. And e-certificate are also provided, and we will be live on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube as well. Next. So that's for day 1, and this is day 2, right? Bengkel Literasi Maklumat at Sekolah SMK Batu Lintang. Next. And on day 2, in the afternoon, we will be having the red flag kelewatan perkembangan komunikasi dan pertuturan di kalangan kanak-kanak at 2:30 to 4:30. Also will be live on Facebook and YouTube as well. And e-cert is also provided. And you can also scan the QR code that is provided on the screen. But let's say if you are interested, you can just go onto our social media where we posted all the poster there. Okay. So on to day 3, Thursday, 26 October. We have the Pertandingan Jejak Maklumat Literasi sempena Minggu Literasi Media dan Maklumat 2023 Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, which began at 2 to 5 p.m. This involved 6 schools. Next. Right, then we have the Ceramah Pesara Bijak Elak Sasaran Scammer. This will be at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Pustaka Negeri Sarawak at the auditorium, and penyertaan adalah percuma terhad kepada 100 orang sahaja. E-sijil juga turut disediakan. And if you're interested, you can scan the QR code. The 5th day. So we have various activity here. Activity makerspace, bengkel reading seat, kelas literasi orang dewasa, bengkel pandai, video promosi produk tempatan, and bengkel literasi pemulihan bahan. So this start at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is at Kampung Haji Baki. And on the 5th day, we have the program Perkongsian Literasi Bersama Pemimpin featuring YB Dr. Lo Kerchiang, Adun N13 Batu Kitang, at 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is also at Dewan Committee Haji Baki. And on the 6 days, we have some activities for children aged 9 to 12 years old with a limited pack of 20 per session. And we have the Kahoot quiz at 9 a.m. to 9:45 a.m., Google game, doodle game session, symmetric word game, 9:45 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And we have the Chumbaka as well. So currently we are still opening. Belum cukup ini. Okay, so you can scan the QR code there and you can inform. If you have kids, please encourage them to join as well. And this will be at the ICT training room, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. So you need to come over to join this. All right, so next is the Kelas Literasi Warga Emas Tanya Ajak ChatGPT. This began at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This will also take place physically at Bilik Latihan ICT Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Again, penyertaan adalah percuma dan terhad kepada 30 orang sahaja. So as I've mentioned earlier on, if you're interested, if you can scan right now, you can go on to all our social media platform whereby we upload all this poster on our social media. And then on the day 7, 2:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This is also physically at Auditorium Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Penyertaan adalah percuma terhad kepada 100 orang dan e-sijil adalah disediakan. So literacy is not just about all those technology, but also inclusive of mental health as well. And then we have the Ceramah Literasi Kewangan Bermula Kehidupan Baru Persaraan, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Auditorium Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Our speaker will be Yo Yi Kia, Penasihat Kewangan Timbalan Pengurusan AKPK Kuching. So that is all for the program. So ladies and gentlemen, as I've mentioned, if you are interested to join all this program, please go onto our social media whereby we keep all those posters posted. All right, so thank you all for your time being with us. As we conclude our online session, we want to express our heartfelt appreciation for your active participation. Your presence has been vital in making this event a success. So thank you for joining us today. Your engagement is valued and we look forward to connecting with you in our future events. Now, if you have not yet clicked on the beneficiary form, please do so before you leave. And if you have any question at all, you can just reach out to us via email or you can give us a call. Email at librarian@sarawak.gov.my and you can call us at 082442000. And I think that is all for me. Thank you so much for all our speaker, Mr. Bala and Ms. Bernice Wang, and for every one of you who are here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlene.
Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita teroka. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita taroka. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.